So welcome, we're back with a ASMR reacting part 2 to older videos of mine, and this is a very old one. This is ASMR sketching you roleplay. I made this video about 5-6 years ago. I mean, straight off the bat, look at the old setup. This was in the old house, this was in my bedroom, which was very small, but you know, I had to deal with what I had to do. Very basic setup, but damn, I look so small, so I'm very excited for this video. We're going to be reacting to some of my older videos, roleplays, whatsoever, so I'm not sure what to expect. You don't know what to expect neither, but this is going to be awesome, so let's do this. This is about...
Oh, there might be no video for 4 or 5 days, and the reason is because it probably has to do something with sleeping. Now, I haven't really been sleeping well the past few days, so that's why I took a break.
Yeah, I used to sleep really bad back in the days, and still to this day I sleep pretty bad in general. That's why I always look so exhausted in my videos, but man, this is awesome.
Now you're fine. Alright, excellent. Oh, I'm glad that you're here today. I really appreciate you taking the time to be here. I may help you.
Wow, look at that. Very professional, dude.
Oh, yes. I understand you would like me to draw you.
Yes.
Alright, how would you like me to draw? On paper?
Now, for those who don't know, back in the days I didn't know how to edit, so I literally had no clue what I was doing. So when I would often make my ASMR videos, an issue was with me. If something wasn't correct, properly done in the video, I would often 9 out of 10 times restart the video because I wouldn't be satisfied enough with it. So on some occasions I would make 30-40 minute long videos, and if I was not happy with something or a dog barked in the video, I would have to remake the entire video. Now I just simply edit it out. But these were the old days, man, when I just came back from school. I was done with my homework and everything. I was home alone all the time. I mean, I used to be home alone when I was 12, 13 years old. I could cook, I could do this and that. So, wow, look at the short hair as well. I was really beautiful back then. What happened to me, man? And the sounds are so relaxing. Like, it's just a really chill vibe. Really nice. I could get why so many people really loved my content back in the days. Ah, there you go, I got the random smile. I'm genuinely really excited looking back on my old content. Man, how good the content used to be back then. That's why I'm bringing back these videos. Awesome. So one thing I will have to say, the sound is very low on these videos. That's one thing I always have to say, like the audio used to be very low. But yet again, we have the Manchester United poster here. We got this Play kit, and my PlayStation used to actually be here. There's actually quite a big ass TV as well.
Welcome everybody.
Wow.
I hope you are all doing amazing. I'm doing excellent today on this Sunday evening.
With the PlayStation headset. Oh wow, that's crazy.
Beautiful weather. So, anyways, thank you so much for joining. So, today's video is something quite special. Video dedicated to people that have autism. Not just only people that have autism. You know, mainly to people that have autism. And
wow, that's crazy, dude. And I used to do this all of myself, you know. I used to set up my stuff, and it was a really strange setup. So eventually I started from recording downstairs to like upstairs because it was more quiet. Because we had a road on the back of our house, so we had this massive field. And then you had a road that went through the neighborhood like this. So what was the thing was, when you were downstairs, you could hear the road through the windows and walls, right? So I was like, okay, let me go up in my room. So eventually I had this setup, and it was basically my laptop that I have currently right now that I use and do everything with. And then I had a couple of boxes, so I actually used a box from the laptop that it got put in, and I had to stack them on each other. And then the microphone I stack up on like a box, and then a few CDs, and that's why it's in a very uncomfortable position, but great memories, man, what can I say? Oh wow, I got like this random ass frisbee here. Jesus Christ, what was that? It's getting shit out of me. God, that was so disturbing.
just don't think about it. The next trigger.
That is a very unique kinky again. Look how skinny I was. Whoa. I can say so myself. I had a pretty nice glow up, if I could say so. What is this? spectacular, just an average 16-year-old kid, or 15 at the time, actually, not even 16. Okay, that is just weird. No, I didn't beat my meat with that sock, just like, you know, that was my football socks. I used to play football crazy back in the days. I have to really consider doing that again. It's actually very, very relaxing. The boy over here, you got the beautiful, oh god, look at the Manchester United kid. For everybody out there thinking I'm a fake United fan, I've been rocking this shit in the early days. Yo, this is nearly 5 years ago, that is crazy. Damn, I looked handsome in this video.
Hey guys.
It is me.
It is me.
Oh, different headset as well.
Lovely ASMR.
Yes. Wow.
Thank you so much for joining me in today's very, very special video. This video is dedicated for autism and anxiety. I know I've made a part 1. If you haven't seen it, be sure to check it out. I'll leave a link in the description.
And yet again, content was very minimalistic, quite basic actually back in the days, but as I've mentioned before, this content was very relaxing in a way of, it gave a very chill vibe of, which was really nice. You know, when I made these videos back in the days, I didn't have high expectations. I really just purely made these videos for the fun. I didn't think of, oh, you know, the views, this and that. I really didn't. And then when you post, it's just awesome. I mean, you gotta respect, you know, it's actually a very relaxing background. I really wish I could replicate this background right now. I used to really love making videos in my bedroom.
The reasons why I wanted to make a part 2 is because I feel like I've helped out a lot of people. You know, when I see comments that say I deal with depression, you do feel sad. I mean, obviously, it sucks that they have depression and anxiety.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
But then, while you're reading that comment, they say, thank you so much for helping me out. I really appreciate that.
Awesome.
It makes me feel so happy. And I'm glad that I can help you guys out. Sorry for that. I really am glad and appreciate it that I can help you out. It's what I do, I love to do, and it's what I'm here for, obviously.
Oh, I remember this trick I used to do back in the days. I don't know where these tweezers are, but my god, did these tweezers make a phenomenal relaxing sound. Wow, and this was, like I said, no editing, nothing, so if a dog would bark in a video, hey, a dog would bark, you know, I couldn't do much about it. Super relaxing. Wow, I love the United shirt. Imagine if I would have balked at the time. Damn, I would have been Buffy. And I would only post twice a week. Sometimes exception 3 times a week, but you know, I was still a kid. I was 15, 16. I was still in my school. I had to do homework 3-4 times a week. Shit was very stressful. And so when I did come home eventually and I could make an ASMR video, I felt super duper relaxed because I was in my own zone, if that makes any type of sense. So yeah, coming home from a day of doing homework, doing like exams and stuff, because in the 1st, 2nd grade I had to do exams, and that was really not fun at all, man. Like, we had homework 3, 4, 5 times a week, so every day I had to be learning. But then let's say I had a week of free, I could just basically do my videos and just kind of just like do my own thing. So we are at the end of this video, and I just wanted to go back in time and really look at how the channel has developed throughout the almost nearly 7 years that I've been doing YouTube. Now, when I first started out, obviously I had nothing. I was basically broke. I still am broke. Unfortunately, that is the truth. I mean, in this time and age, you know, everything's going up in price, but you get less for your money, if that makes sense. But it's got absolutely nothing to do with it, being very honest. So look, it's just amazing. Videos like this once a while. Obviously, they may not be the most amount of effort required. I mean, it's literally just me sitting behind the laptop and whispering in a microphone. That's really the only thing that I have to do in this case. But I thought, man, just thinking about how fast the time flies, it's just kind of bizarre really when you sit still about it. Time just never stops. It continues whatever problem you're going through within society, within the world. Your time just never stops. It kind of saddens me when I look back at the old videos of how good the content actually really is to be, and how high the standards were back in the days, even though I was completely new to the platform. I was only 15, 16, and I had no clue that I would be running on YouTube for so many years to come. I think the content's been decent lately. That's why in the latest video I did mention I want to start doing more videos that I used to do back in the days and start making some better content. From a sweet little 14, 15-year-old to a full-grown adult who's nearly 21 years of age, it's still kind of bizarre really when you think about it. When I first started my YouTube channel back in 2016, and now nearly 7 years later, I think we're still doing decent. I mean, the channel is pulling around 800,000 views a month. I still get between 1.2 or 1.5 million total views a month with all channels combined, so I actually don't think it's a pretty bad number. That's excluding Snapchat and Instagram. I mean, Snapchat's about 120,000 views a month. Instagram is about 50k a month because I don't really post much on Instagram, so if you're like, hey, I want to speak to you, go ahead and add me on Snapchat. It's in the description, Gigan9853 for business purposes. You can also email me if you want to. My email is a bit odd, so I'll leave it in the description as I do not want to mention it within the video. It's a bit inappropriate, but it's a name that I made very, very, very long ago when I was a child. That was before high school. But anyways, isn't it just kind of bizarre as the time goes? I mean, I'm sitting here making this video, and before you do a blink in a second, it is already next week, Thursday or something. I know, it is so scary, and that's why I thought it was just fantastic to just react to my older ASMRs and just see what they were all about back in the days. It's very, very cool seeing the growth of me back in the days as a kid and developing into a full adult. You know, I think it's always a very cool journey that you can experience. It's like your favorite artist. I have my favorite artist, it's Jay Critch, and it's just awesome seeing him grow up from being a basic nobody in 2016 to now being a full-blown pop star at the age and where he's at. And it's just really, really cool. So yeah, I thought you would appreciate this as well. Going back into the time, I suppose. Back to the Future, as they say. What a phenomenal movies those were. Awesome, awesome. But yeah, not a very spectacular video tonight, so I'm so super duper sorry for that. The next video is a roleplay. You have got my promise. Thank you for all the recommendations on what you would like to see. You have got me shocked basically on what you want to see. Big brother though, your roleplay makeup. I'm